Major storms just keep hammering the South and the Midwest. Hundreds of people are dead, and the damage estimate is now into the billions. The disasters have triggered new interest in a government program that was eliminated and discredited long ago. It's called weather modification. News 4 meteorologist Brad Nitz is here to explain the wild project.
Well, with weather modification, the theory is you can actually control the weather, make it rain or stop raining for that matter. But the program isn't without its risks, and that's why it's so controversial. The tornado that destroyed Joplin, Missouri was the deadliest in half a century, but also just the latest in a series of recent disastrous weather, from nightmare twisters to wildfires.
The damage just seems to be so much more, and the ferocity seems to be so much more in the last 10 years.
So we started asking around and learned Senator Hutchinson and the Senate Science Committee are again talking about a program that died out in the 1980s and was last proposed unsuccessfully in 2009. Weather modification, a likely multi-million-dollar research program operated by the government's National Science Foundation. They'd studied so-called cloud seeding, injecting silver iodide into clouds to trigger or slow rainfall, to reduce the force of a summer storm, or in some cases, to increase rainfall to slow fire and drought. Dr. Bill Hook was a member of the last government team to study the science before the program was canceled decades ago. There are worries that by preventing a disaster in one area, you might be sending it to another.
That's absolutely correct. There's a lot of uncertainty about the unintended consequences of weather modification. You didn't just do away with a hurricane or a tornado, but you inflicted it on someone else. That leads to the prospect of litigation.
Supporters of weather modification say the science is quickly improving and computer modeling is so good now that remarkable advances are soon possible. But there's always the issue of funding. This is proven, unproven, and inexpensive.
Yeah, the philosophical.
But what does it do somewhere else?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's right. The thing is, if I can make it rain here, does that mean you up the road didn't get the rain you needed, or vice versa? So yeah, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things we don't know about it, and like I said, unproven, inexpensive, or very expensive, those are things that don't go to wet.
And how realistic is something like this going to happen?
You know, with the budget constraints that we have now, I think it's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
Farmers would not like it at all, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Brad.